Hello everyone, this is Bhumika Trivedi here from Computer Branch 2022 graduate, an AWS certified cloud practitioner and placed in different companies. So today I'm not here to share any company specific interview experience, but to tell you the complete roadmap for interview preparation and to get placed in the company what you wish for. I have seen many people confused about how to start, where to start, and what to start. So don't worry. Here is the complete guidance what you have to do from the first year itself. So let's start with it. Okay, so I am considering ki in first year, first sem, we need some time to get comfortable in the new environment. So we can't start the learning from the first sem itself. So let's start with the second sem. In second sem, first of all, to start with anything, you need to start with a programming language. So in second sem, you need to focus on one programming language. It may be C, C++, Java or Python. But I generally suggest people to choose C++ and Java, but not Python, because many of the companies do not allow to choose the Python option in the recruitment process. So it may be drawback for the Python users, but it can be your choice. So now, focusing on the part how to learn that programming language, so we can say that there are many paid courses available as well as the free courses available, while there are different video lectures playlists available on YouTube. And if you are not comfortable for the video lectures, even there are documentations available from Gigs for Gigs, Tutorials Point and different sites. So first thing what you need to do is focus on one programming language, because in the second sem, here it is the time where you need to start your true learning. And by learning, what I mean is just not to mug up the things, is to understand the concepts which you have learned. Now you have learned the concepts, now you have learned the programming language, now you know the syntax, you know the indentation part, you know all the keywords. But now that learning is and understanding is not enough. You need to implement that part what you have understand. So for that, practice is required, and the practice is the key to perfection, key to success. So for the practice part, I can say that we can even solve 10 questions one day. So it will be very great if we have solved 10 questions one day and just of basic logics, because there are many different questions list available on different websites, and while Gigs for Gigs is the best for the questions list of the programming language as well, there are different questions available. You can have the questions practice, and even HackerRank. HackerRank is the coding platform which generally is the best suitable platform for the beginners to practice. There are many different questions of different difficulties available where you can practice thoroughly and can solve the questions. So now moving forward with the second year, from in the second year, I'm just talking about from the third year to the mid fourth sem. Now this is the time where you need to learn development, where you need to start learning the new technologies in the market. Now, learning these new technologies is like web development, mobile development, and many more different technologies which are trending in the market. And by learning these technologies, you need to create some projects. Now, for projects, it may be like we have taken some course. Suppose we have taken the course for web development. So, while learning everything about the web development, in that course itself, they will teach you the hands-on of one project. So now you have one project with you. Now you have idea about everything about the working of web development. So now you need to develop the project on your own. You can take the ideas from internet, but you have to develop your own project from scratch. And never copy your projects, because generally in interviews, what the interviewer expects from you is the basic concepts what you have used in your projects. And if you have copied, you don't have the thorough knowledge about the basic concept what you have used in your projects. So never copy projects from the internet. Always build your own projects. Now, apart from the development part, we even need to start the data structures and algorithm part, because and keep this in mind, key without data structures and algorithm, no software engineer can crack the interview in tech field. So you need the strong understanding about the DSA. So for DSA, there are many courses available on the internet. There are different sites like Naptel and different platforms to learn, while even on the YouTube different playlists are available. So for that, you need to practice at least 3 to 5 DSA questions each day, because without practice you will not have the strong understanding of what you have learned. And about practicing, so there are generally different platforms available, and among which is HackerRank and LitCode is the platforms which I find for practicing DSA the best. HackerRank and LitCode, because on this platform generally you just need, suppose you have taken the topic arrays, so you just need to type arrays and there are a number of questions available on that particular topic and you can solve them. And why I generally emphasize on solving questions on this coding platform, because in coding platform there are constraints like time complexity, space complexity and different test cases available, so you have the complete idea about what you have solved. So I generally always prefer to practice coding questions on different coding platforms. And at the same time, you also need to focus on subjective part, because at the end what interviewer expect from you is the complete summary about what you have learned in the 4th year of engineering. So they can ask anything from the engineering course, so you should also know the subjective part, what you have what taught to you in the academics. So you should also have the knowledge about it. Now moving forward, the thing which I told in from the second year is from third sem to mid 4th sem. Now in 4th sem, what you have to do, now you have knowledge about the programming language, now you have knowledge about the data structure, you should start competitive programming, because now like you have solved different questions related to everything, but now you need to solve the questions in the form of story. Like suppose, let's take an example. Okay, suppose you know the logic of solving the questions to insert the node in the middle of the linked list, but the same question is presented to you in the form of story, and most of the students failed to understand that part and failed to answer that question. So that should not happen with you. You should start competitive programming from the second year itself and solve at least 4 to 5 questions each day or at least each week related to competitive programming. There are different platforms available like LitCode, CodeChef, CodeForces, and there is a generally thing like stars on this platform, so which generally motivate you to perform much better than what you are yesterday. And at the same time, you can build different projects, because there are many different technologies coming in market, so you can build different technologies projects parallelly, like by giving just 2 days in a week. Also this is the time where you have learned programming languages, data structures, now you even have the little idea about the competitive programming. So now you have to go for the hackathons, because participation in hackathons, coding challenges, coding contest is also must. I have seen different companies asking for hackathon participation, open source contribution, so you should also be active in this sector as well. And at the same time, you need to do the revision about the CS fundamentals, subjective part and the DSA questions which you have learned so far, because like this is the thing which was happened with me, is like okay, I have learned everything, but at the end I was like, what I have learned, I forgot everything. So this should not happen. So you need, like, the one thing which is most important is make notes of everything, each and everything. Even I suggest ki, suppose you have to put semicolon at the end of any statement in any programming language, so why that semicolon should be put there, should be included in your notes, then only you have the thorough knowledge, and at the end you can revise all that points. Now moving forward with the third year, in third year, 5th sem and 6th sem, you even have the mini project in your curriculum. So you there can be different ideas for that, you have already built the different projects in second year, so you can take one of them or you can build your own with the new ideas. And this is the time where you need to build your LinkedIn account. LinkedIn connection is very important. connect with your fellow mates, connect with your TPO, connect with the people who are placed in different companies, who are working in Google, Microsoft, Amazons, who are the recruiters of different companies, and connect with the different communities, different technology community which you are interested. There are many lot of things to do, and LinkedIn is the only platform where you will get to know each and everything happening in the tech world. So you need to build your LinkedIn account very efficiently. Focus on that part as well. Now you have learned the data structures, but that is of the basic part. Now you have to move forward with the advanced data structure and algorithm topics. But at the same time, you should also learn, like you should learn data structures and algorithms with the time complexity part also. And competitive programming is must. You should follow with the competitive programming. You should never stop solving questions on different platforms. And now at this stage, you can even practice on interview bit. There are different challenges according to different topics, and you can unlock them and can move to different topics. And even there are interesting kind of things on interview bit like streaks and all. So it will quite motivate you to solve questions every day. And even if possible, you can build one project in each SEM in the third year as well. It's just depend on you. And now this is the most important, that is, you in third year you need to start with the aptitude preparation, because in the recruitment process of all companies, aptitude is the must. Aptitude is, so you need to start with the aptitude as well. And at the same time, now you have knowledge about everything. You have knowledge about different technologies, different coding languages, and competitive programming, data structures. So you can take part in different coding contests and hackathons as well. Moving forward, this is all the part of the 5th SEM and 6th SEM. Now the people coming in the third year, at the end, what you have to conclude is this 6 things, like what I have concluded is these are the 6 things which were generally essentials for getting placed in any company. That is language, data structures and algorithms, projects or participation in the hackathons, competitive programming, aptitude and subjective topics. We'll see each of the topic in detail as well. Now if you go for the programming language, so if you start from the beginning, now if you started from the first year, so you will not get any problem for any programming language. But now if you are late to start with, so you need to focus more on the programming language as well. Moving forward with the data structures and algorithm, this is the main important part. Without this, no software interview in a tech field can be cracked. There are different courses available, and which I suggest, which I find the best is the Gigs for Gigs data structures and algorithm course. The best course which I find is and there are generally different list of questions related to data structures and algorithms available on different sites, so you can go through that list. Even I will give the attachment of that list in the description, so you can go in that, you can go for that. And generally, for getting the mastery in data structures and algorithm, you need to work for 3 to 6 hours per day for this part. You can never be data structure and algo expert without practice. You need to practice very hard for this data structure and algorithm. Now coming to the project part, which I felt very important to tell you all. There are different technologies available to work on: mobile development, web development, machine learning, while other topic as well as augmented reality, blockchain, cryptography. Different technologies available, and you should start. It is not the thing you should know every technology thoroughly. You should have the basic knowledge of every technology which is in the tech field. And the tips which I generally suggest is, you always choose your project related to the new technology. At least you should have the smaller part of your project bringing a new tech. Suppose yes, I have the mobile development, yes, mobile Android project, but I have some new technology such as encryption, cryptography, that is related to encryption. I have used that particular concept in my project. So this will be very impactful for the interviewer, that yes, this technology is new in the market, and the person is person has already developed related to that technology, so it will have the very impactful for the interview. And always build the project which are practical and usable, because even of my personal experience in my interviews, interviewer have always asked me whether you have deployed this project on the App Store, on the Google Play Store, and if not, so why, and whether you have built this project just for the project sake or for any practical use as well. And even if your project is like very basic kind of project, but it is useful and it is practical in use, in existence, so it will be quite impactful. And you should always have the idea unique and different. Now let's talk how we get this idea unique and different. So for this, what I have followed is like, generally there are two things from where you can get the different ideas. Is one is LinkedIn and GitHub. From LinkedIn, what you have to do is search for the people placed in Google, Microsoft, and different big companies, different MNCs, and go in the project section and look for the projects what they have built. Even you can go for the people which you find quite interested, so you can go and look for the projects what they have developed. You can get different ideas. Okay, yes, I should go for this technology. Even there are different resumes available, people have uploaded their resumes on the LinkedIn as well. You can go and check for the projects what they have built and can get the basic idea about what you should build now, what is trending in the market. While in GitHub also you can search and you can get the different ideas. So this is all the project and one and most important thing, never build a project which is already in existence. Never build a project by copying from the internet, because interviewer may ask you questions from the basic part, may ask you questions from any part of your project which you should answer. Now coming to the subjective parts, there are generally I have mentioned only 4, but there are generally 5 subjects which you should focus on. Is operating system, OOPS concepts, database management system, computer networks, and if you are applying for software developer role, so you should also know the software development life cycle. You should know these topics thoroughly. So I have some amazing resources available with me for this topic, so I will attach them in the description as well. You can go for this for that links. Moving forward with the competitive programming, so what I believe is you should have solved at least 150 to 200 questions till your placement time on different platforms. And you should always start from the basic part, then go for the level 2, that is medium part, and then for the difficult or the advanced part. This is where you can proceed with your learning, with your practice. And the one and most important thing is practice daily and Moving forward with the miscellaneous part, this is the part where generally people ignore, but I put emphasis is aptitude and reasoning. You need to practice for it daily, and you need to study smart for it. Even I have seen people solving 100 of questions on the same topic, but it is not required. You just need to solve the different varieties of questions of different topics. And what I believe is solving around 10 to 12 mock tests would be sufficient to gain confidence to perform better in the aptitude and reasoning part. Now coming forward to the puzzles part. So there are generally in different interviews puzzles were asked. So people generally stay blank, what should I answer? So you should build your logic part from the beginning to answer such questions. And you should start thinking smart. You should even you can have the idea about the puzzles. You can go for the puzzle search on the Google and will get the idea according to the company what you are appearing for. But you should start building your logic and you should start thinking smartly. This is what interviewer want. They just expect you to answer smartly like an engineer. So you should start thinking like that. Moving forward is this is the part which generally people ignore is basic programming MCQs. these are the things which are generally asked in the pre-process, like before interview rounds, that is C, C++, Java fundamentals, questions, printing output type questions, and time and space complexity type of questions. Even time and space complexity will be asked to you in interviews as well. So always remember, if the coding questions were asked to you in interview, so they will surely ask you the time as well as the space complexity to the solution what you have given. So you should have the thorough and basic understanding about the time and space complexity. And the even you should also start even you should also have the knowledge about the SQL queries. And what I suggest to you is always go through different interview experiences before going to any interview. And you should go to Google, and you should search for the interview experiences. And like some of the additional things which I want to suggest you is like, what I think is, like generally I have seen people saying ki, like I am from ENTC branch, so I can't get placed in IT industries. So no, your branch can never limit you for getting placed in any of the companies what you wished for. The only thing what interviewer want from you is the basic understanding, the basic skills, knowledge, you have. And another thing what I want to tell you is the time management. Time management is the key to success, and time management in your life is the most important. Alright, that's all from my side. And if you guys need any help, or if you have any doubts related to the placement preparation or interview preparation, you can go into the comment section of this video and can mention. We'll be very happy to help you. Thank you.